Hello and welcome! Silrace here with tips for Fallout 4 survival mode. Of course you can take advantage of this for other difficulty settings as well, but mostly aimed to get people going on the survival mode. I'm going to talk about food in this episode, on where to get easily food at the very start of the game so you don't have to worry about starving. So, behind this yellow building sanctuary, everybody knows this by now, there is two melons and a gourd, right? Melons are nice from the point of view that they also satisfy thirst in addition to the hunger. And inside the buildings in sanctuary you can find various pre-war food and also a couple of bloatflies and radroaches to kill for their meat, which you can cook. The cooked meat will not have rats in them, but you shouldn't really worry that much about eating food with rats in it at the very beginning. I will get back to that at the end of this video as well. Here is Cram on this table right outside here. This is pre-war food, and the way food satisfies you on the survival mode is, well, based on its value. The more expensive the food essentially is, the more it satisfies your hunger. Like, you do have to eat 2 pieces of radroach meat to satisfy your hunger. One step of satisfaction of hunger, that is. Whereas, that doesn't necessarily hold true for the pre-war foods, however. Cram is not very valuable, however, eating only 1 can of cram will satisfy a 1 step of hunger. Something to keep in mind of, because at the early on anyway, before you start rolling in the cooked foods. So, aside of the creatures and that cram there, and also whatever food is available in these houses, like you should be looting all of them, there is another easy source of food around Sanctuary. Behind this building here at the very edge, there is a cellar. In that cellar there is purified water, there is pre-war food available, and some other things you should definitely go there for. But in addition to this, right behind this cellar here, out here, there is gourd here, which you can eat. And beside this tree as well there are 3 more gourds. This will definitely get you, well, into the state where you don't have to worry about food just yet, especially if you bring the radroach meat with you from the Vault 111 and cook that up too. Now let's do a little bit of hiking and I will show you a couple other locations you can very easily get to for more food, which, well, will, as mentioned, definitely help you out. So of course, once you get over this bridge out of a sanctuary, or leading out of sanctuary, there will be a dead dog. A dead hound out here, which you can loot for a mongrel dog meat, which you can cook up. In addition to that, once we get past Red Rocket, of course, you can stop by Red Rocket to get the dog and kill the mole rats, which will spawn to get a mole rat meat you can cook, but however that requires combat and you don't necessarily want to do that right away because it can be very scary. Here, behind this house, you can get here with no combat required, even though there are a couple blood bugs over there. They will not be aggressive when you come here. There is more gourd here behind this house, right? There is 5 gourd here. That is a lot of food already you have easy access to. And then another place you can get to, which is very short hike away. Actually, there are 2. In that direction there is Abernathy Farm, and Abernathy Farm is brimming with food. I can't apparently jump over those tires today. So, going up here, note also that this may require combat. If you are not careful, there are 2 bloatflies over here. they may aggro on you if you are not careful going through here. However, Abernathy farm has a lot of potatoes, has a lot of melons, and inside the building there is even pre-war food you may steal, if that is something you want to do. And also there is a vendor there. Abernathy's wife happens to be selling things, so she may have access to even more food. Very, very easy way to get a whole lot of food. And I'm going to show you one more location. Just for funsies, one final location which you can get to with no combat involved. Because you can skirt around Concord like this without taking part in the hostilities inside the Concord proper which are going on. And just go around Concord entirely. And behind Concord itself, like once we get there, this takes a short moment to do this walk, which really isn't that big of a deal. Especially when you are rewarded with food for your troubles, like a whole lot of food actually, considering. Behind Concord, when you get in here, like consider the fact that the church is there and the building locations. You want to keep on going until you get towards where the cars are. Right there, there is the cars. There is a shopping cart here. And this shopping cart has Nuka-Colas and pre-war foods in it. That is even more food you have easy access to, right? So there you go. There you go. And there you have it. That's how you get a whole lot of food at the very start of the game with very easy way to do so. Now, let's talk about eating radioactive food at the start of the game very briefly here. When you take rad away, the rad away takes a while to work its magic to remove rads from you. And that means when you take a rad away, you can still eat radioactive food, which can also get those rads then cleaned off, right? Because it takes a while for the rad away to work. The only issue with that is obviously suppressed immunity system, so you will have easier time getting ill. However, that can be worked around as well, and I will let you figure that out on your own. But in all honesty, don't be afraid of eating radioactive foods, things like potatoes and gourds and pre-war food, then taking a rad away and eating some more to counteract the hunger the rad away induces, because you will have those rats also cleaned off by the rad away. Especially useful if you plan to do some settlement building in Sanctuary or something for a while. You just eat and take a rad away and you're not doing combat anyway, so doesn't matter. The suppressed immunity doesn't matter, that is. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful when you're in need of a food.